So let's try to do what we discussed in the files on how to write into a text file. So here we have the following. We have all the library, which is utility scanner, print writer, IO exception, file IO exception, file output stream. And then we have a scanner, so we will read from the user. And then a print writer, we will open a file student.txt, and then we will do a loop. Instead of doing of 30 students, we will do it only for 3 students. We will read the values, and then we will do the output in the file. Once we finish, we will just close the file. And as we mentioned, always we should have a try and catch. So at the end, we will have catch. So we have a text file here, student.txt, and it's an empty file. So let's go and try to run our program. So when we do the run, it should come open the file, and then it will ask for details of a student. So let's assume we have the following. So let's assume we have a student number 12. He got a 20 and a 20. And let's assume then the other student is number 13 and he got 10 and 10. And then the last student number 14 and he got 0 and 10. So we have 3 students. Now this is the end of the program. Now when we go and check student.txt, we will notice that the data now is saved. So we have student 12, 20 and 20 and the average 20. And similarly for the other 2 students. So by this, we know now how to open a file, how to write into a file, and once we close the program, the data is saved in a file. Now let's run the same program and enter different data, and then we go and check back our file. What does it include? So initially now we have 3 students, 12, 13 and 14, and now let's run it again with different data. And let's assume we need only 2 students this time. So we will run it again. And here assume I have a student 555. So let's say only 55 and he got 9 and 9. And we have a student 66 and he got 0 and 0. Now once we go to student, we will see only the 2 new students, which is 55 and 66. So as we mentioned in the previous session, if your file already exists, all the old data will be removed and only the new data will be kept over there. But if the file does not exist, a new file will be created. So let's go and just delete the file student.txt and let's run our program again. So if the file does not exist, it should create a new file for us. So let's assume we have a student 33, he got 6 and 6. Student 44, he got 8 and 8. Now you notice here we have a new file, student.txt, with the data it's over there. So if the file does not exist, a new file will be created. If the file exists, all the data will be deleted and only the latest value will be over there. Now what can we do if we need that our old data to be kept? We would like that whatever data we have in our file should be over there. In this case, we need to use a new library, so we will use file output stream. So just here when you say new print writer, we will define it a little bit and we will say a new output file stream between bracket, we will say student.txt and then we will add true. So this is the only small change you have to say. So instead of saying only new print writer and only the file name, you say new file output stream, the file name, and then student.txt. So let's go back here in the student.txt. I have 2 students, 33 and 44. We will go and run our program again. So let's assume I have a student 99 and the grade is 9 and 9, and we have a student 77, he got 7 and 7. So now let's go back and double check our file. Now we have the old data in addition to the new data we have over there. So this is one of the main things you have to be considering when you deal with files, when you write into a text file. Do you need only to keep the new data? So you have to use a new print writer and just directly mention the file name. Or do you need to keep the old data? That's why you should have file output stream. So from there, we notice how to write to a text file and how to have all the data over there. The exception will work that if the file cannot be opened for any reason, then automatically it will jump to IO exception and it will display a message. This will be more obvious when we go and do the sessions about writing into about reading from a file, and we will notice how changes and how errors, exceptions can be handled.